Ryan Priest, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
Some NFL Week 14 predictions. Thursday night football this week, probably the most interesting game. Dallas Cowboys at Chicago Bears. These are two 6-6 teams, and they got to win if they're wanting to make the playoffs. Win out, actually. Dallas has to win this game if they're wanting to win the NFC East. And Chicago, like I said, they got to win out. So they got to win this game. I know it's a home game for Chicago. I'm giving this one to Dallas. I think they're the more dominant team up front. Chicago, Mr. Trubisky and that offense are just, I don't know, piss poor, I guess you could say, performance these last few weeks. And Dallas defense, I think, will eat Mr. Trubisky alive up front. But I'm going to this one to Dallas. They're going to be 2 games ahead of the Philly Eagles, and you'll see why. Got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. I'm giving this one to Cleveland at home, even though they're coming off a loss to Pittsburgh in Week 13, and Cincinnati's coming off a win in Week 13. But I'm just giving this one to Cleveland. You get the San Francisco 49ers at the New Orleans Saints. This game is going to be really important for the NFC playoff because the winner of this game is most likely to get the #1 seed. That means home field advantage. But if New Orleans wins this game and Green Bay wins, that opens the door for Green Bay possibly getting a #1 seed. And it opens the door for Minnesota if they were to win out and beat Green Bay. So if New Orleans win this game, it's going to open the door for 4, possibly 5 teams to get a first round, to be the #1 seed. But as a Minnesota fan, I'm hoping for New Orleans to win this game. But at the same time, I think San Francisco is going to win this game. New Orleans has been slacking these past couple weeks. And the way they ended that Thursday night game against the Falcons on Thanksgiving, it was just, I don't know about that. You can't feel real confident going into the next week playing the 49ers. That's why I'm getting to San Francisco. The Miami Dolphins, the New York Jets. I'm going to this one to Miami on the road. New York Jets had a piss poor performance against the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati claimed their first win of the season against them. So, yeah, it's kind of weird for the Jets because they were supposed to make a playoff run, according to Sam Darnold a couple weeks ago. But those chances are now officially 0%. Miami gets that win there. I think the next game at the Indianapolis Colts at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Indianapolis is coming off a embarrassing loss to Tennessee Titans. At first, they were dominating up front. They were running the ball, passing the ball really well. And then turnovers and miscues happened. And Tennessee got right back in it and took advantage of Indianapolis miscues and ran away with it by 2 touchdowns. Giving this one to Tampa Bay at home, making it 3 in a row for Tampa Bay. Run a high momentum in the 2019 season up high and possibly next year. I said earlier this year, but Bruce Arians and Tampa Bay will go do something pretty good this year. They haven't really, but they can build up momentum for next year. I get the Green Bay Packers and the Washington Redskins. I'm going to this one to Green Bay to make it. They get their 10th win of the season. I think this could be a blowout. Get the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. I'm giving this one to Atlanta at home. Carolina's been struggling recently, but I'm giving this one to Atlanta. And the next, the Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings. If Minnesota wins this game, they'll just become even higher in the playoff standings and have a possible chance, if the Saints were to win, to be the #1 seed. It's a big battle. There's 4 or 5 teams in it. But I'm going to swing to Minnesota. You got the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills. This is going to be a good game. If Buffalo were to win out, assuming they beat the Baltimore Ravens at home, which I got them doing, Buffalo, if they win out, they could possibly be the #1 seed. This game is really important for the AFC playoff picture. Buffalo still got to play New England in a couple weeks, and if they beat them, they're the conference champs. And if they beat Baltimore, they're the #1 seed. So, yeah, I think Buffalo wins this game. You get the Denver Broncos at the Houston Texans. I'm going to win the Houston Texans at home. I don't think this game is going to be relatively close, but we'll see. You get the LA Chargers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. These are both teams that I expect a lot more out of them this year. You get the Chargers coming off a great season last year. And this year, Nick Foles meeting right back up with John DeFilippo, the offensive coordinator with Jacksonville, who he had in Philly as a quarterback coach. I thought they would have done great things together, but they haven't. Gardner Minshew, I'm expecting to start them off next week, but we'll see. But I'll give this one to Jacksonville at home. But you get the Tennessee Titans the next game at 4:25 against the Oakland Raiders. I give this one to Tennessee, making it 2 in a row at home. But you get the Kansas City Chiefs at the New England Patriots. Let me repeat that. Tennessee Titans will win back-to-back weeks. The Kansas City Chiefs will play the New England Patriots. This game, it could be a possibly determining factor, but who's going to be the number 3 seed in the playoffs? 3 or 2 seed, assuming Buffalo. It's going to get interesting. Yeah. But I'm going to swing to New England at home. Kansas City's been slacking these last couple of weeks, but they're still a good team. Got Pittsburgh Steelers at the Arizona Cardinals. A former Super Bowl rematch, you can say. But I'm going to swing to Pittsburgh on the road. There's going to be an 8-win team, and playoff race will get even interesting for the AFC. At the Sunday Night Football, you get the Seattle Seahawks at the Los Angeles Rams. I'm going to swing to Seattle on the road. Los Angeles hasn't been looking that good these past couple of weeks. A couple weeks ago against Baltimore, actually, they got blown out. It's getting interesting for them. See what kind of draft picks they make this offseason. But you get the Monday Night Football, you get the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to swing to the New York Giants. To me, terrible teams play well on primetime games. I think New York wins this game and takes Philly out of contention, win the East. That makes them 2 games behind and makes their game against Dallas even more interesting. So that's why I give this one to New York. The AFC playoff picture is New England at 1, Baltimore at 2, Houston at 3, Kansas City at 4, Buffalo at 5, and Pittsburgh at 6. NFC at San Francisco 49ers at 1, New Orleans Saints at 2, Green Bay at 3, Dallas 4, Seattle 5, Minnesota 6. I think in the NFC, Dallas is the only team that can't be the number 1 unless they went out and a lot of help. I think they're the only team that can't be the number 1 seed, but I think the others can. But it's interesting. What do y'all think about these NFL predictions? Do y'all agree or disagree? Please like and subscribe.